Here we are with the first question of your Unit 5 constructed response. This is similar to the question that you have on your actual constructed response test, just slightly different. So here we have, it says to simplify 5 root 12 times 3 root 6 minus 10 root 50. And we want to show all of our work. This is the key here, guys. I do not want just an answer. I don't want a decimal. I don't want one simplified answer. I want you to show me your factor tree, show me how you're breaking this down. So when we're looking at this problem, we have multiplication and subtraction in it. And if you remember, when we are simplifying something, we have to follow order of operations, or our PEMDAS. So we're going to have to do that multiplication before we get to our subtraction. So I'm going to start with multiplication. You would do the same on your problem too, whatever comes first. You always do multiplication and division before you do addition and subtraction when you're simplifying an expression. So looking at this part here, I can start by multiplying my outer numbers together, so that 3 and 5, those coefficients. And I'm going to do this kind of step by step just so I don't lose anybody. But I'm doing the 5 times the 3 out front, which would simplify to 15. And then I'm going to do my inner numbers, okay, the numbers inside of my square root. So I'd have 12 times 6 inside the square root. And that's going to give me 72. Okay, so now, if I bring that down, this is where we're at. All right. Now from here, I still don't have like terms, so I can't simplify this any further at the moment, but I can try to simplify my radicals to see if I get like terms. So the 72, I know you could break down, divide by 2 since it's an even number, but right away I see that this is 8 and 9. So I'm going to go ahead and use that to start. And 8 breaks down into 4 and 2. And 9 breaks down into 3 and 3 because it's a perfect square. And then 4 is a perfect square, so it breaks down into 2 and 2. So now I have 2 groupings, or 2 pairs, and I have 1 prime number left over. Okay, so here's what you have to remember. The pairs, they are, using our analogy, they have a buddy, so they're able to come out of the house. They can go outside. So the 2's can come out and the 3's can come out. But this 2 left over, he's stuck inside because he doesn't have a buddy. But you cannot, I repeat, you cannot forget about our 15 that was out front from the beginning. We need to go ahead and put that 15 back out front here as well. So now I have 15 times 2 times 3 out front, which is going to give me 90. So I have 90 root 2. This whole part here, this 15 square root of 72, simplified to 90 root 2. And we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to change my pen color to red just so we don't confuse anything here. So now I'm looking at the second half, or the second term in this problem. So now I have the square root of 50. And I know that 50 simplifies into 2 and 25. Those are factors of 50. 2 is a prime, I can't do anything with it, but 25 is a perfect square and it breaks down into 5 and 5. So there I have a pair. I can bring that pair out front because they have buddies, but my 2 doesn't, so it's going to stay in the house, right? Now, just like before, we have this minus 10 out front. We can't forget him. We have to bring him back down. Okay? So now I have negative 10 times 5 is going to give me negative 50 square root of 2. Well, now I have like terms. I've got 90 square root of 2 minus 50 square root of 2. So I can just subtract these coefficients together. 90 minus 50 is going to give me 40, and we just keep that same square root term. And that's it. That's your answer. So I showed all my work, broke down my square roots, simplified, and then showed my final answer after I subtracted those 2 terms.